All right, so we're going to be going over number 5 of the landscape questions. Number 5 of the landscape questions. All right, so number 5 says, the generalized landscape regions of New York State are classified of what? So when we talk about the landscape regions, we're talking about plains, mountains, plateaus, right? Plains, mountains, plateau. And what distinguishes a plain from a mountain and a plateau is all about the structure that they have and the elevation. All right, when we're talking about the bedrock structure, we're talking about whether or not it's horizontal, forgive my spelling, right? Or distorted structure, right? Or wavy. Okay. And for elevation, what separates them is whether elevation is high or whether it is low. All right, so that tells us the difference between a plain, a plateau, and a mountain. So number 5 is choice 1. Let's take a look at number 6. So number 6 says, which type of landscape region is found at 44 degrees north, 75 degrees west longitude? So what page are we going to look at? We're going to start off at page 3 of the reference tables. And so I'm looking for 44 degrees north, 75 degrees west. 44 degrees north, 75 degrees west. All right, so 44 degrees north is right here. And 75 degrees west is right around here. So we know we're pretty much in this area, right? We're pretty much in this area. That's where our coordinate is. When I switch to page 2 of the reference tables, when I switch to page 2 of the reference tables, one thing that you'll notice is that we're landed on the Adirondack Mountains. So this location is actually located on a mountain. So therefore, when I take a look at page 6, sorry, not page 6, sorry, number 6, the fact that we're on the Adirondack Mountains, that lets me know that the answer is choice 4. Let's take a look at page 7. So at page 7, we see here, let me zoom out. So it says the map below shows the general location of some major landscape regions in the United States. So it gives us pictures of lowlands, all right, plains, plateaus, etc. Which location in New York State is in the same landscape region as the states that border the Gulf of Mexico? All right, that border the Gulf of Mexico. So the Gulf of Mexico is right here, right? And it says which location in New York State is in the same landscape region? Same landscape region as the states that border the Gulf of Mexico. So when I look at the states that border the Gulf of Mexico, all of these landscapes in this region are Atlantic and Gulf coastal plains, right? So that's something to keep in mind. I'm looking for Atlantic and Gulf coastal plains to see if there's similarities. So therefore, where am I going to go? Which location in New York State is in the same landscape region? I am looking on page 2, right? Because we need to find the landscape first before we can find the location. And if you see right here, I see the same words, Atlantic coastal plain, just as we saw on page 3 of the reference tables. right? Atlantic and Gulf coastal plain. So it's the same thing. So now I see Atlantic coastal plain. What is this region right here? All right. And when we take a look, that same region that was on page 2 of the reference tables, on page 3, it is actually identified as Long Island. And so therefore, the correct answer is going to be choice 3. Choice 3, Long Island. All right. Number 8. Number 8. Let's take a look at number 8. Number 8 says the cross section below shows the general bedrock structure of an area containing 3 different landscape regions, A, B, and C. Which list correctly identifies the type of landscapes represented by letters A, B, and C? So automatically off the top of my head, right? If this is a low elevation at B, I know that this is a plain. All right. Now next, A and C is either going to be a plain or a mountain. How can I tell the difference between a plain or a mountain? When I look at my notes and I look at mountain. So one of the differences that we see is that mountains have wavy, distorted layers. We see that wavy, distorted layers for a mountain. Okay. When we're talking about for a plateau, let's take a look for a plateau. They tell us for a plateau that the layers are actually going to be horizontal. So plateaus is horizontal rock layers. Mountains are wavy, distorted rock layers. So when I go back to my worksheet and when I look at my worksheet, horizontal rock layers, definitely this is a plateau. Distorted rock layers, this is definitely a mountain. And so therefore, the correct answer is choice 4.